Hey, yo, what's up? What's cracking? What's up, dudes? Hey, everybody, I'm Red. Welcome back to another sweet episode of Keys to the Jet podcast. Sorry, we've been gone for a second, but I've had some shit to get done. Had to take care of some personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it gets in the way. You just got to take care of it. You just got to do it. You just got to send it. You just got to go. You know what I mean? So I hope that everyone has been having themselves a great month so far. We're halfway through September already? Shit. I can't believe we're halfway through September already. Excuse me, ASMR. If it's your first time here, this is a podcast made by former military aircraft maintainers who are now janitors. Let's see. In this podcast, we like to talk about military life, military aircraft, military, whatever the hell we want to talk about, and do whatever the hell we want beyond that. So sometimes I might not even talk about military shit. I might talk about whatever the hell I want. So yeah. Don't know where the other guys are. They're off doing life. So it's just me still. Hope you're sticking around. If it's not your first time here and you've been following us, thank you. I love you. You know what the deal is here. And also before we proceed, I'd like to thank our patrons. Fuck you, Cody. Freaky Freeland. Goodyear. The Mayor. And Gregory. I love you guys. Thank you very much. You guys are the best ever. And if you'd like to join them, you can go to patreon.com/keys to the jet podcast, all one word. It is only $5 to sign up for the paid version. I mean, there's a free version, obviously, but you're not going to get all the benefits of what they get. And let me run you through a little commercial here for our Patreon. Thank you. You know how it goes. You've heard it before.
Just $5 a month could help out a third world podcast become a first world podcast. For less than a cup of Starbies, you could make a gigantimous improvement. If you want to donate, then please go to the Keys to the Jet podcast Patreon at patreon.com/keys to the jet podcast. That's patreon.com/keys to the jet podcast. Again, go to patreon.com/keys to the jet podcast. patreon.com/keys to the jet podcast.
Oh, yeah. Patreon.com/keys to the jet podcast.
Let's talk about your Cable Ace Award.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. What about buttered sausage?
That's not your jam. It's not your thing. You don't like it?
It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
Yeah. I don't buy honey. I buy jam too, and I kiss on the lips as well. That's what Lil Mikey sounds like when he's here. Anyways, let's get into today's episode. And actually, before I begin, I know that it's been a crazy world the past few days with the whole Charlie Kirk assassination thing, and that sucks, man. It sucks to see somebody die because they disagree with whatever your views are or whatever, especially in front of their family. especially in front of their kids, their wife, and everyone else. It just sucked. The whole situation sucks. But we're not political, and that's really all I have to say about it. So, for now. All right, guys, let's get into it. Today, we're going to go into let's see what we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about supersonic flight and how it changed America. And this is part 1 of my series. And this part 1 is called Breaking the Sound Barrier. That's it. Woo! Supersonic flight and how it changed America. I could get into how it changed the rest of the world, but that'll be on another day. But today is I think I'm gonna do like a 5-part series on supersonic flight, early to now to whatever. You know what I mean? So, and then if we have some time, here, I'll go into like some current events. Going to like some current events or like some in Air Force times and shit like that. You want to, but it might take up the rest of the time. And because, I'm not interviewing somebody, I'm probably not going to go that long. You know what I'm saying? But we might get into it, this day in aviation or whatever, like the normal stuff that we're doing. Yeah. ASMR. I'm checking my phone because it is continually going off, and I think it's my wife. Yep, she's sending me reels. Wife is sending me reels. She's probably sitting there doom scrolling, going, "This will be funny. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to Red, and he's gonna listen to it, and he's gonna read it and laugh." And I would, but right now I'm doing a freaking episode. So let's get into it. What if I talk like this the rest of the time? I'm not making fun of anybody, just so you know, okay? That's just me doing a funny voice. Because if you say a lot of supersonic flight, when you're saying the essence like this, supersonic, sarsaparilla, salad, Spider-Man, Screaming Shout, that kind of stuff, it sounds funny. And I'm not making fun of the people that have a lisp or a speech impediment like that. I think that I just sound funny when I do it. Okay? So let's get over that hump. All right. Let's stop messing around. Get into the supersonic flight, y'all. All right. Supersonic flight and how it changed America. Part 1. Breaking the sound barrier, baby. You know what? Let's change the music. We're going to start feeding the ducks on this one because I know you guys like it. I don't know why the music goes up or whatever, goes up and down with this shit anyways. Yeah. Oh, before we go, that first track that you heard when you came in was by me and my friend Alex. We're the High Desert Outlaws. That's our track called Tokyo Drift. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's not about the movie. It is about the movie, but it's not about the movie. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll stop stalling. You guys apologize. Let's go. Shoot on a fly. How change America. Part 1. Breaking the sound barrier. Woo! All right, everybody. Welcome back to Keys Legit Podcast. It's your boy Red. And today, actually, I'm going to talk like this here because I did watch the LSU Alligator, the LSU and Florida Gator football game today. I didn't watch the end of it, but felt like it was a good one. All right. Welcome back to Key to the Jet podcast. Now, it's your boy Red. Today, we're strapping in for one hell of a ride. Forget your Honda Civics, forget your Teslas, or forget even that one guy at work who won't shut up about his motorcycle. That's me. Today, we're talking about speed. Not just any speed, but the kind of speed your eyeballs feel like they're trying to crawl out of the back of your skull. It's supersonic flight, baby. The moment mankind said, hey, screw the sound barrier, let's make it cry uncle. Now, let me set the scene. It's the mid-1940s. We've just wrapped up World War Deuce. America's walking tall, and suddenly aviation goes from propellers and piston engines to jets, rockets, practically overnight. And here's the crazy part. Engineers back then actually thought you couldn't fly faster than sound. No joke. Excuse my sniffling and ASMR. You know, I'm going to turn this music off. It's bugging me, bro. All right? Hopefully it's not going to bug you. Tell me if you want it back on. Tell me if you like the music. Tell me if you don't like the music. We'll do something with it. All right? Yeah, they thought it was physically impossible, like trying to eat just one potato chip, which is physically impossible. Okay, you guys? It's physically impossible. Once you pop, you can't stop. See, when you pushed an airplane close to Mach 1 back then, that's around 761 miles per hour at sea level, bad things started happening. I mean, we're talking shockwaves forming on your wings. Your control surfaces locking up, your nose diving like it had a death wish. Pilots call it compressibility. I call it, oh shit. I hope my will is up to date. Guys in P-38 Lightnings during the war were reporting this exact thing. They dived too fast, hit the weird invisible wall in the air, and suddenly the airplane turned into a pissed-off lawn dart. ASMR. So along comes the Air Force with Bell Aircraft. And they say, hey, man, we need a plane that can punch through this so-called barrier. Bell comes back with the X-1. Imagine a 50 cal bullet with stubby little wings and a cockpit crammed in the front. They paint it orange like a damn creamsicle so everybody can see it. Excuse me. I've seen this thing in the museum, and it's freaking awesome. I think it's obviously not the original, but I think it, it's a what do you call it? A reproduction. Yeah. On October 14, 1947, good old boy from West Virginia named Chuck Yeager straps in. And here's where it gets even better. The night before, Chuck Yeager allegedly breaks 2 ribs falling off a horse. He doesn't tell the doctors, doesn't tell the brass, just shows up like, yep, I'm fine. Hand me the rocket plane. That's either peak American badassery or the dumbest thing ever. And honestly, it's probably both. Man, I don't know if I'd be able to do that shit. Probably be freaking fun, though. Probably be freaking fun. Let's see. So, Yeager gets dropped out of a B-29 at about 25,000 feet. Lights up that rocket engine, and suddenly the world is different. Mach 1.06, the sound barrier broken. Windows rattled, dogs barked. Physics professors started hyperventilating into paper bags. And Yeager, dude, radio's back as calm as can be. That was the birth of supersonic flight. America just wasn't just fast anymore. We were supersonic. Excuse me. Man, every time I start talking in this thing, I either feel like I'm going to cough or I got a little, my sinuses start acting. It's weird. Now, once we knew it could be done, America went full toddler on a Monster Energy drink. That's America went full toddler on a Monster Energy drink. Oh, we broke Mach 1. Let's go Mach 2. Mach 3, screw it. Let's just strap rockets to everything and see who dies first. Welcome to the 1950s, the era of the Century Series fighters. You had the F-100 Super Sabre. Oh, I should say it like that. The F-100 Super Sabre, nicknamed the Hun. The first supersonic fighter in level flight. Great in theory, but in practice, it liked to kill people almost as much as the enemy did. If you ask any old maintainer about the F-100, they'll probably start twitching, reach for a cigarette, and mumble something about hydraulics before walking away. Then came the F-101 Voodoo, the F-102 Delta Dagger, the F-104 Starfighter, which German pilots nicknamed the Widowmaker for reasons you can probably figure out, and the F-105 Thunder Chief, known as the Thud. Each one of these jets was a step into the supersonic future, and each one pushed the limits of engineering, pilot skill, and the patience of ground crews everywhere. But here's the thing. Supersonic flight wasn't just some engineering flex. It changed America itself. Supersonic interceptors became the backbone of Cold War defense. The idea was simple. If the Soviets launched bombers with nukes, we need to scramble jets fast enough to meet them before they turn Pittsburgh into a crater. So suddenly, speed wasn't just cool. It was survival. Supersonic flight wasn't a luxury. It was part of the National Defense Plan. And culturally, man, it was everywhere. Sonic booms rattled small towns all across America. If you lived near a test range in the 50s, chances are your mom's fine china didn't survive. Kids will run outside, pointing at the sky, shouting, "Jet, jet, jet," while the dads muttered about the Air Force breaking windows again. The sonic boom became the unofficial soundtrack of the Cold War. And Hollywood? Oh, Hollywood loved it. Newsreels, comic books, movies. Supersonic jets became symbols of American might. They looked futuristic, they sounded terrifying, and they made you proud to be the side that could outfly anyone else. Every kid in the 50s and 60s wanted to grow up to be Chuck Yeager or one of those test pilots at Edwards, who were basically rolling dice with with their lives every time they strapped in. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. The early supersonic era was dangerous as hell. Airframes were being pushed beyond anything we'd seen. Pilots were flying into conditions nobody really understood yet. Entire new fields of aerodynamics were born out of, hey, let's just see what happens if we push this button at Mach 12, Mach 1.2, or is that Mach 12? Mach 1.2, but it worked. Slowly but surely, the engineers figured out how to ASMR, how to tame the beast. And the ripple effects, huge. Supersonic flight laid the groundwork for everything that came after, from Cold War deterrence to the SR-71 Blackbeard, the Concorde, and even the shuttle program. America didn't just break the sound barrier, we turned it into a starting line. The starting line. All right. Hey, I'm going to take a break for a second. All right. Let's hear from our cool sponsors. Today's episode of Keys to the Jet is brought to you by earplugs, because nothing says freedom like permanent hearing damage from an F-100 flyover at 2 a.m. Thanks, Air Force. All right. So, let's wrap up part one. I mean, this has been pretty good so far. let's wrap up part one. Supersonic flight just wasn't an engineering milestone. It was a cultural one. It was America saying, yeah, we could do the impossible, and we'll do it with a cowboy from the West Virginia who could barely breathe because his ribs are busted. And from that moment on, speed became part of our identity. The roar of a jet, the crack of a sonic boom, the swagger of knowing we were the first. And that's where we'll leave it for today. The next episode, we're cranking it up to part two, the 1960s and 70s. We're talking Cold War standoffs, spy planes that could outrun missiles, the Phantom that fought in Vietnam, and the dream of supersonic passenger travel. It's going to get fast. It's going to get wild, weird, and I promise it will get loud. Whoa. I mean, what do you think? What do you think of my small first part take on supersonic flight? That's pretty good, huh? Pretty freaking good. Let's switch gears here. Sorry, I'm keep sniffing into this freaking mic, bro. But I'm not going to edit it out. You know why? We don't preach perfection here. We just put everything in and let it rip. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, cool. It is what it is. Ain't nobody perfect. There's always sniffles and coughs and burps and shit on mics, and everybody edits it out. But not me. All right. All right, we're going to go into this day in aviation. Oh, no. No. This day in aviation, baby. Ooh. This is a good one, and I'm glad we're talking about it, dude. 13 September 1985. Major Wilbert D. Pearson, U.S. Air Force, flying McDonnell Douglas F-15A Celestial Eagle, launched an anti-satellite missile in a test approximately 200 miles west of Vandenberg Air Force Base on the central coast of California. From level flight at Mach 1.22, Major Pearson pulled into a 3.8 G zoom to a 65-degree angle of climb. On reaching 38,100 feet and having slowed to 0.934 Mach, the LTV ASM-135 missile was automatically launched at 1:42 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. The 30-pound kinetic interceptor collided with a Salween P-78-1 satellite at an altitude of 345 miles and a closing speed of 15,000 miles per hour. Now, let's put this back, dude. If supersonic flight hadn't been created, we wouldn't have been able to do that sort of feat. Now, would we? Yeah, I don't think so. Salween P-78-1 was an orbiting solar observatory satellite built by Ball Aerospace and Technologies Corp., or Broomfield, Colorado. Satellite had been launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base in 1979 and was in almost circular orbit. Degraded batteries had made the satellite difficult to work and was planned to terminate the mission when it was selected as the target for the ASAT. 22 years later, the Celestial Eagle was assigned to 125th Fighter Wing, Florida Air National Guard Homestead. It was flown by General Pearson's son. The aircraft was placed in storage at Davis Mountain Air Force Base, August 2010. That sucks. Let's see. else happened? Um, 13 September 1935, flying as Hughes H-1. Howard Hughes Jr. set a world record a world record for speed over a 3-kilometer course near Santa Ana, California, making 7 passes over the measured course, each in opposite directions. His average speed was 572 kilometers per hour. Wow. Just after completing the final pass over the course, the airplane's engine stopped due to fuel starvation. He was made a belly landing in a farm field. He was uninjured, and the airplane received only minor damage. Wow. Excuse me. Wow. The Hughes Racer is at the National and Air Space Museum. Let's see what else is going on here. A lot of words. A lot of squiggles and words and shit. All right. You know what? Let's go. Let's look at Air Force Times. Air Force Times. Air Force revamped Special Operations Wing relocated to Arizona. Ooh. Utah Air Guard Base to wind down Tactical Air Control Party Squadron. Troops in D.C. encounter few crises, but plenty of walking and yard work. Huh. Wow. All right. Not really. Ooh, F-35s arrive in Puerto Rico for counter-drug operation. What the fuck are they going to do? Here, let's fly over it real fast. A flight of 6. Shut the fuck up. A flight of 6. F-35. F-35Bs landed in Puerto Rico Saturday afternoon to take part in the Trump administration's enhanced operation against narco traffickers. Also aimed at Venezuelan dictator, whatever his face is. They will join one of the largest U.S. military deployments to the Caribbean in years. Video emerged of the jet's landing at the former Roosevelt Roads Naval Station in Puerto Rico. Wow. Let's play some video. Hopefully you guys can hear this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to share. I'm going to have to share it so you guys can hear it, okay? Share screen. Here we go. Can you guys hear this? Yep. Touchdown. Wow, there's another one. Wow. Look at him land. Kind of cool. I don't know that time. Man, that guy landed hard, dude. Of course, the Marines, I forget. Are they B models? Yeah, they're landing hard, dude. And smooth, super smooth. Let's see if there's another video. Oh, come on, you. Oh, come on, you. Oh, let's hear this one. Wow, that you can tell anything with that one, huh? All right. Done sharing my screen. None share my screen with y'all. Yeah, I mean, that's really all that's going on. Is that it? What else? Bunker talk. Let's talk about all the things we did and didn't cover this week. No. Fighters frigate to help defend Poland from drones under new NATO operation. 2 B-21 stealth Raider bombers photographed together for the first time. Ooh, so cool. U.S. needs to be building tens of thousands of Shahed 136 clones right now. Drone killing APKWS laser guided rockets eyed for Eurofighter Typhoon. Second B-21 Raider stealth bomber has flown. Ooh. Wow. A lot of cool stuff going on in here. PA Poseidon officially selected by Singapore as its next maritime aircraft control patrol aircraft. All right. Ooh. Lockheed Martin joins forces with BAE Systems on new ultra adaptable drone. That's super cool. Super cool. Oh, all right. You guys, we talked about supersonic flight. We've talked about some stuff going on in the news. We've talked about a few other things going on here. And yeah. You know what? Hope you like this episode. I'm keeping it a little short today because we're not interviewing anybody. And, I took you through the topic I wanted to talk about, which is supersonic flight. We talked about the beginnings of it and how and what happened. If you think that I need to go into more detail than that, let me know. We are all airplane nerds who listen to this thing, including me. So, if you guys have any feedback, let us know. Anyways, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. And again, if you'd like to join our Patreon, it's only $5 a month at patreon.com/Keys to the Jet podcast.
Just $5 a month could help out a third world podcast become a first world podcast. For less than a cup of Starbies, you could make a gigantimous improvement. If you want to donate, then please go to the Keys to the Jet podcast Patreon at patreon.com/Keys to the Jet podcast. That's patreon.com/Keys to the Jet podcast. Again, go to patreon.com/Keys to the Jet podcast. patreon.com/Keys to the Jet podcast.
Okay. All right, dudes. I'm going to get out of here right now. And I'll talk to you later, okay? Okay, bye.
Tokyo Drift song play?